Revisiting old beauty trends, the modelling mask. Also known as a rubber mask or hydrogel mask, they are popular skincare treatments that are typically used in professional spas but have become widely available for at-home use and were popularised by South Korean beauty brands, and they're making a bit of a comeback. Now they come in this powder form. When mixed with water or a specific activator, transforms into a thick gel-like consistency, usually consisting of marine algae. Once applied to the face and left for 10 to 15 minutes, the mask solidifies into a rubbery texture. Now these masks supposedly offer several benefits, and of course those benefits will change depending on the added ingredients depending on the mask, but overall they're supposed to supply deeper hydration because of the occlusive nature of the mask, helping to seal in moisture, enhance absorption of skincare ingredients, a cooling and calming effect, brightening and firming of the skin, as well as improving skin texture as they gently remove dead skin cells and impurities as it's peeled away, leaving you with smoother and more radiant looking skin. Now I wanted to soothe some irritation I had on my skin with Torridin Seeker filled Balanceful Modelling Pack, and while the mask did soothe some irritation and cool my skin, it didn't feel any more hydrated, and whilst my skin felt smooth, less oily and a little bit firmer, the result felt similar to a clay mask. Unlike what I did, you need to apply these thinly and super even to make sure it all comes off all in one go. Whilst I'm in no rush to buy these again, I do have another one I'm looking forward to using for when I get a bad rosacea flare up. If you want to effortlessly remove sunscreen and makeup, then you should try some of these cleansers. Mui Hood's Good Chi Cleansing Balm is a super soft textured and refreshing cleansing balm that effortlessly melts down and removes makeup and layers of sunscreen. The brand focuses on traditional Chinese medicine and includes soybean oil to help smooth and replenish the skin, ginseng root for hydration and even skin tone, and goji berry to improve firmness. I personally love that this has a very slight tiger balm smell to it, so I always crack this out in the winter because it gives me like a really warm, cozy feeling for some reason. Tatcha's Hydro Boost Enzyme Cleansing Balm is just a good old-fashioned reliable cleansing balm. I take the mini with me whenever I travel because I know my skin loves it and it just does the job it needs to do effortlessly. It contains very gentle exfoliating enzymes, niacinamide, and rice for better hydrated and brighter skin. Skin Rock's new gel cleanser has all the benefits of a cleansing oil without the thick, greasy feeling and without the product dripping down your arms. It's a gel to oil to milk formulation that works great for both steps of a double cleanse. Antioxidant and fatty acid rich oils help to keep the skin feeling hydrated and protected whilst effortlessly cleansing away impurities. And then we have glycerin, which is going to leave your skin nice and plump and glassy. over or that I think need to end. The 7 skin method. Now this was a K-beauty inspired trend that required doing 7 layers of toner. So what I'm doing now, with the idea of giving you instantly dewy and plumpy skin, and that's what it did. It did give you like this instant glass skin look. This was trending in 2016 and glass skin really hit its peak in 2017, but it's just overkill. I think skincare has come such a long way since then. Serums, toners, essences, even moisturizers focus on that deep hydration, that dewy, plumpy look without having to layer so much of one product. What I do like though is that it's customizable. So whilst you don't have to do 7 layers, sometimes I will do 3 layers if I want an instantly dewy look. Minimal skincare routines. Now bear with me on this one. We can't argue that minimal is usually the best way to go when it comes to your skincare routine, right? And I do love a multi-purpose, multi-use product. But I do also love the sheer amount of options that we have nowadays that makes our skincare routine pretty much fully customizable to our own skincare concerns and needs. I think what I hate about skinimalism or a minimal skincare routine really is the marketing around it. Because I think there are people who can really benefit from it, right? People have particular skin conditions who can really benefit from just a good cleanser and a good repairing moisturizer, for example. But those that we often see pushing it are those with already really good skin. Those with no real particular skincare concerns. It's very Glossier model, you know, they already have good skin, so they probably don't even need the products they're actually just using. The morning shed. First of all, let me emphasize this. Do whatever the fuck you want with your skin. Do whatever you want. Whatever you feel is working for you, makes you feel and look good, right? But the sheer amount of like one-time usage products going into this like really extravagant evening routine and then that morning shed, those one-time use collagen peel-off masks, or the ones that start off like a jelly sheet mask and then go clear, the lip tape, the individual tapes you put on your wrinkles, it's just too much. And yes, of course, save the world, save the whales, all that kind of stuff. It's so needlessly expensive to have all these one-time use products every single night. First of all, I don't really think anyone's doing this. I think people really just do it for content. But I just feel like when you see these people doing the morning shed and they take everything off, it's like, okay, you just look like you used a nice moisturizer, like an overnight mask. I think it's wasteful. I think it's a waste of money. And I think you can just slug and pretty much get the same results. But if you do want to do something like this, like use a reusable silicone sheet mask. Just because it's more cost effective for you if you're going to be doing that every night. Remember skincare fridges? What the fuck was that all about? Well, there is really nothing predominantly wrong with having a skincare fridge. It's kind of unnecessary and I don't really get it. And unless you're buying skincare with a really, really short shelf life, I don't really see the benefit to storing your skincare in the fridge other than it feeling nice on the skin, right? Some moisturizers may be nice and soothing when they're cold, sheet masks will be nice and soothing, beauty tools, and it was actually really nice to see like really well organized beauty fridges. I think I get it slightly actually. Out of all the products I review, these are by far the most discussed in my comments section. I start every skincare routine by putting these in my hair, and they're literally just bits of Velcro. That's all they are. But I use these bits of Velcro instead of like a hairband or something to keep my hair back out of my face whilst I'm doing my skincare routine, because they don't add any kinks or dents into your hair. You can really lightly just push them on as well. So like when you take them off, they don't ruin your hairstyle if you've already pre-styled your hair, for example. And even when I did have longer hair, when I had like longer curtains, these were still strong enough to keep them back. If not, you just have to double up. You just have to put more and more in your hair. But yeah, they're just bits of Velcro. I get mine from Yes Style. I'm pretty sure you can just get them on Amazon, or you can just go to a craft store and get Velcro. Skincare steps I used to love that I no longer do. Exfoliating my lips. I blame my time working for Lush for the constant feel and need to exfoliate my lips with their sugar scrubs, or like brushing them with a toothbrush. Now, every dermatologist I've ever spoken to or watched say you just don't need to exfoliate your lips. There is no need for it. But if your lips are peeling, drop all the fragrance flavored, colored, minty lip balms and opt for something so basic like Aquaphor or Vaseline, and apply these as needed, especially at night. If my lips are peeling, which they don't anymore because I don't exfoliate them, I will use a very basic hydrating toner or serum on my lips just before bed, smother that in Vaseline, and by the morning, the peeling skin, like the dead skin on my lips, is so soft, you can very gently wipe it away with a warm washcloth. I always used to use some form of cleansing brush. Like, remember Clarisonic? They made me think that I couldn't have a proper, effective cleanse unless I had some brush scrubbing at my skin. I would use this twice a day, but they basically went out of business for the same reason I stopped using them. It just became too harsh, and people started to realize that they needed to take a gentler approach to cleansing their skin. And brands like Foreo and and other silicone brushes were popping up here and there, and basically made nicer, gentler versions of the cleansing brushes that I honestly still use to this day. Now, even when I just rub like a warm cloth over my face, I'm like, oh my god, that's too harsh. Clay masks, as someone who used to be very, very oily, especially throughout my 20s, I swore by a clay mask because it would very effectively, but temporarily, solve all my excess sebum issues. But when I started to discover new ingredients and new products, new to me at the time, I didn't really need that instant gratification of a clay mask. Ingredients like BHA, niacinamide, the right type of astringent ingredients, toners, exfoliants, essences, and the right moisturizing textures, clay masks became pretty redundant or obsolete in my routine because I was working long term at solving those excess sebum issues. I mentioned this in a previous video, but the 7 skin method, this was a K-beauty inspired trend back in 2016, I think, where you take a hydrating toner or essence, or often referred to as skin, and apply it 7 times to your face after cleansing. And this was to give you a super dewy and hydrated look. It's overkill. Korean skincare has come a long way and really does focus on hydration a lot nowadays for that glass skin appeal. So we very, very rarely need to hydrate as intensely as 7 skin. I used to do this religiously, and now I do maybe like 2 or 3 skin method if I need to look extra dewy for some reason. Isms, I've noticed that like really piss me off. No, it's not that deep. I just find them strange. One that relates specifically to the skincare TikTokers is when they're using a hydrating product. And I've done this before as well, actually. One thing I think we have to stop doing as a general skincare community is poking our cheeks to show how hydrating something is. It's just the fleshiest part of your face, so it looks really bouncy. And of course you're doing that, so you're making like this natural like light loop around the bouncy part, so your skin looks extra dewy. And really, you could just like show how fucking shiny your forehead is, you know? Like show how plump your forehead is, you know? I don't know. You can't really say something's making your skin plump and then point at the naturally most plumpest part of your face. The other thing that really, really, really annoys me it's not just the gasping, it's like the pretending that it's the first time they're using the product. Like, you're not that good at acting. We all know you've used this product before. There are 2 phrases in particular that really, I don't know where they came from or like why people started using them so much and kind of like overusing them. The first one is, this is your sign too. Don't give me signs. You're giving me fake signs, unorganically created signs. Signs are supposed to be like something that the universe puts out there, you know? Not what some random influencer on TikTok
tells me is a sign. Like, this is your sign to buy that fucking microwavable toasty maker. Like, that's not a sign. That's you just trying to sell me shit, which is fine, but it's not a sign. Like, I didn't magically stumble across your TikTok video. The other phrase that like does my head in is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but... And you know what annoys me is because usually they know exactly who needs to hear it because they follow up that sentence with a direction or an opinion targeted at a specific person. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to be using Torridin if you've got dry skin. So the people that need to hear it is people with dry skin. Like, you know exactly who needs to hear it. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need to be rinsing off micellar water. So the people that needs to hear it are the people that are rinsing off their micellar. Do you know what I mean? They know exactly who needs to hear it because they follow up with something that they know the person who's doing it needs to hear. And those phrases are fine if they're genuinely followed up by something like that makes sense. But usually again, I have no issue with people selling shit on TikTok. That's exactly what I do. I'm an influencer, right? But it's just like a lazy way to try and sell some shit. Like, what happened to just saying you really, really like a product and you recommend it? You know? I don't know. Anyway.
I really want to love at least one Biodance product, but my skin just won't let me. I recently tried their Hydroceranol gel toner pads. They're these gel toner pads coated in like a thick toner serum that promises a deep hydration and soothing. The gel pads kind of remind me of those discontinued CosRX toner pads. Remember those? I love those. I also feel like gel add an extra cooling sensation and really help trap in all that toner or serum that the pads are soaked in, making it absorb better into the skin, giving you a great moisture boost. The ingredients in these pads are pretty great, to be honest, including ceramide, sodium hyaluronate, allantoin, panthenol.
So nice.
And what they call glacial milk, which by looking at the ingredients, I couldn't really work out what that is. Glacial water and ceramides, maybe? I have no idea. But yeah, my face felt soothed, hydrated, and well moisturized after about 10 minutes. But after 5 minutes of removing the pads, I noticed my cheeks were starting to feel hot, and unfortunately my rosacea flared up a bit. That being said, it's definitely hydrating and cooling and soothing, and if you're looking for something gentle enough for daily use, this could be great for you.
I 100% get this comment, completely understand it. This is because people are doing glass skin wrong. I said it once, I'll say it again and again and again. Glass skin has somehow just translated to, especially on this app, just very shiny skin. But having a glow is just one of many factors of glass skin. But that glow, that dewy glow, that glassy glow should come from well hydrated, exfoliated, moisturized skin, and not just whatever product you use last in your routine sitting on your skin. You should be able to run your fingers over your skin at the end of your routine and not be able to wipe off that glow. Like, it's not like Vaseline where you can just wipe it away. And as somebody who's an oily teen, and if you're an oily teenager as well, you will know that oily, greasy skin highlights texture so bad because it was that oil just sitting on top of your skin. And that's why some people will look greasy, is because it's just an oil, a moisturizer, a cream, whatever, sitting on top of their skin, and it highlights texture and they look greasy. You can have glass skin really at whatever stage you are in improving your skin tone and texture, as long as you are doing all the factors that make up glass skin, because that glow will come from within your skin, because your skin is genuinely healthy. So whatever product is just sitting on top of your skin is not highlighting texture. Does that make sense? And that's what I feel is the difference between glass skin and skin just looking greasy. We must remember though, 99.9% of these pictures that we see of people with glass skin are very, very photoshopped.
More skincare products I'm convinced people are pretending to like. Garnier Micellar Water, in particular this one. I hate this one. I like the concept, and as much as I say that you don't need to rinse off your micellar water, this one needs to come off your face and into the bin. Personal opinion, don't get upset. It left my skin sticky, stingy, it stung around my eyes, around my nose folds. It got rid of makeup particularly well, but so will a cleansing balm. So if you really like the feeling of a sticky, oily mess on your skin, give this one a go. Anything CeraVe. I always get hate when I talk about this, and I have to preface this by saying the last time I used this was probably
4 to 5 years ago, before it became really, really popular. They may have reformulated since, but I always say the textures, the smells, the way it sometimes doesn't rub into the skin, their moisturizers, oh no, makes me feel like I am applying some kind of prescription cream for some kind of rash, like a prescription ointment. Their products to me feel old-fashioned, clinical, and joyless, and whenever I talk about this, people are like, yeah, but they work, they do the job. They do the job, but there are many brands whose products do the job, healing your skin, repairing your skin, caring for your skin, whose products are more cosmetically elegant and nice to use. We can have it all. That Kiehl's creamy avocado eye treatment thing. I actually used to love this. I used to love this so much. I think it was back in like my 20s when I was first getting into eye creams. But as my skin has changed, it's just too thick and so much work. And I know a lot of people love this because they replied about it in my eye cream video. I just don't want to spend time, nor do I have the time, to sit at my vanity tapping in an eye cream for a good 5 minutes or until the product's finally rubbed in. And whilst I don't believe all eye creams are just expensive moisturizers, this is a good example of an eye cream that may as well just be a moisturizer, because from what I can see, and do correct me if I'm wrong, there is no single ingredient in here that is specifically targeted to the more delicate and thinner skin under your eyes. From what I could see, anything labeled for men. Listen, I have no issue if you are a manly man and you want your skincare to reflect your personality and your interests and your lifestyle. That is absolutely fine. But there is absolutely no excuse for every single for men product to smell like 50 men in a locker room who have all farted and then tried to cover up that smell with Lynx Africa. I also find that a lot of brands dumb down skincare for men, and it's kind of insulting. Like, oh, men just want a quick, easy option. Doesn't mean you have to make it shit or blue. Worst to best barrier healing skincare products, in my opinion. Murad Cellular Hydration Barrier Repair Serum. This serum claims to heal the skin barrier in just 30 minutes. No, didn't do that. Didn't even heal my barrier in a month. It contains peptides and urea and Salis alba extract, which usually I'd really enjoy. But it also contains limonene and linalool, two fragrant ingredients which are known to be irritants. I love fragrance in my skincare, but I do not think it belongs in skin healing and repairing products. And what's even weirder is the product doesn't even have a nice smell. It just smells like off tea. Controversial, but CeraVe, not my favorite brand, and I personally hate how these products feel on my skin. There is a moisturizer that whatever I do just will not rub into my skin, but they are the OG barrier healing brand and dermatologists recommend them for a reason. And all because they're sponsored, but in my opinion, they feel a little bit outdated now. There's no reason we can't have great barrier repairing products in a really nice, elegant feeling formulation. CeraVe is great for those who do not care about the joy of skincare and simply want something that works for their skin. Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Synchronized Multi-Recovery Complex Serum. Whilst I understand why it's a cult classic, I feel like it's gained popularity in a time when you couldn't find anything similar for cheaper with some of the same sort of ingredients. And on that note, this serum may be packed with an amazing amount of ingredients, like a really interesting cocktail, but they're all ingredients that you can find in one way or another in individual products. And when you buy these individual products separately, your whole routine will still cost less than this one serum. La Roche-Posay Cica Plus B5 Face Serum. You would think this would be amazing, and it's not amazing, but it's also not bad. It's nothing compared to their Cica Plus cream, and it's nice, but it's just a bit, it's fine. Like, it could work, might not. Probably will, maybe. I enjoyed it, but the one thing kind of putting this in the middle here is the packaging. You end up losing a lot of product and it gets really messy, so you end up losing more product than you actually use. Purito Wonder Relief Serum, a super nice serum for those prone to breakouts and redness and easily sensitized skin. It's soothing, calming, somewhat cooling, and contains ceramides to help restore the skin barrier, encourage healing and a stronger barrier. The whole Centella Unscented line from Purito is amazing. Crave Beauty Great Barrier Relief. I bring this out when my skin is truly fucked, because it is guaranteed to heal my skin, heal it fast. It contains tamanu oil, which helps with redness, ceramides to help replenish and help strengthen that skin barrier. If you have eczema, you will love this product. Dew Skin Instant Angel. This is a perfect example of what I mean by a barrier healing cream that is so elegant and a pleasure to use. It makes you feel pampered rather than you're trying to fix a problem. which is what I feel CeraVe does. It uses ceramides, urea, fatty acids, and peptides amongst many other things to help restore your skin barrier. And the texture and the consistency is like this perfect mix of lightweight yet somewhat nourishing. You have to try it. It's a very unique texture. Prequel Barrier Therapy has become one of my go-to barrier healing products. The value for money is great. Like, it's huge and I cannot use it up as much as I want to. This is a brand that is actually created by a dermatologist, and this is really going to help you if you have red, dry, itchy, flaky, irritated skin, whilst not feeling heavy and thick and plasticky. Contains colloidal oatmeal to soothe and relieve itchy skin, and of course ceramides to help support the skin barrier. Manio Panthenol Essence Toner is an amazing step between cleansing and moisturizing if your skin is fucked. Like, you could literally use just this, and as the name suggests, it combines panthenol and ectoin in this milky, thick, yet somewhat hydrating and watery liquid. It's again another odd texture, alongside ceramides and something called phytosphingosine. And it's something found within ceramides and is an ingredient to be on the lookout for when it comes to barrier care. Anua's 7 Rice Ceramide Hydrating Barrier Serum. I did not think I would like this as much as I do. I actually love this. Imagine your favorite lightweight, watery, hydrating serum, but it also happens to be one of the best barrier repair products out there. I often link barrier repair to thick creams or like thick serums, but this proves that this isn't always the case. This contains hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, ceramides, rice extract, honey extract, and zinc. So you're not only repairing your skin barrier, but you're getting more even skin tone, brighter tone, texture, hydrated, bouncy skin. It's a one and done type serum. And my favorite has to be Astura's Autobarrier 365 cream. I have been using this moisturizer for countless years now. I don't really know how long, and I probably always will do. This is like CeraVe's cooler cousin. There's these little ceramide capsules in here, which very effortlessly kind of like pop on the skin and burst on the skin. And they actually help with the absorption of ceramides while keeping sensitive skin at the forefront of the formulation. And unlike other more clinical looking ceramide creams, this feels hydrating. If I need my skin repaired quickly and a guaranteed reduction in redness and irritation, this is what I use. And it's also used in Korean hospitals for a reason. So take that, CeraVe. How my skin has aged from the age of 25 to 35. I went from being very, very oily, having an uncontrollable oily T-zone, to being combination skin, what felt like overnight. Literally, I think I hit my 30s and then my cheeks were just like, I'm dry, I'm really dry. And honestly, not much changed after that other than using different moisturizers that work for both my oily T-zone and my dry cheeks. Also, the way that I mask has changed. I now have to use a different mask on my T-zone to what I would use on my cheeks if I really want to reap the benefits of everything. Like, I'd rather not use a clay mask on my cheeks anymore, but I really benefit from a clay mask in my T-zone. Rosacea that coincided with gut health issues. Coincidence? I don't know. My skin was suddenly reacting to chemical sunscreen filters, UV filters, AHAs in particular as well. But all that changed really there now is I opt for PHAs, which I feel like are a lot gentler than AHAs. And I rely on tinted mineral sunscreens more than I thought I ever would. I actually avoided mineral sunscreens for a really long time, but I haven't quite cracked the UV filters that I'm allergic to yet, or that irritate my skin, I should say. But when I do, I'll be fine using those chemical sunscreens without them. Elasticity is, of course, the universal and most obvious thing that I lost from my face and how my skin has changed. Another thing that overnight I was like, I don't remember my skin looking like that or even like moving like that, you know? This meant I just looked for ingredients that promote collagen production whilst protecting my skin from free radical damage. So I purposely actively look for antioxidants now, as much as I'm not usually a fan of vitamin C serums for things like evening out skin tone. When it comes to antioxidants, I feel like they are unbeaten, so I will try and use them every single morning. My skin also became more so than ever very sensitive to weather, and I know that sounds really weird. Well, not really, because our skin changes depending on the season, really. But you know, I used to be oily and that was kind of it. That used to be it. And that was obviously through summer and throughout winter as well. Whereas now, I'm in my mid-30s and my skin seems to like change with the leaves on the trees, you know? Like, I say I'm combination through most of the year, but come winter, I'm just dry. I'm just dry. And as like a really oily skin teenager, I never thought that would be the case. So depending on the time of year, I really do have to switch up my skincare routine. And I know people say you should switch it up per season anyway, but I used to be able to just get away with like changing up my moisturizer, you know, or adding an extra hydrating serum, or, you know, things like that. But I really do have to take it a lot more seriously than I ever did once I entered my 30s.
I have an Olive Young haul. I have a few more bits to show you. Olive Young is one of my go-to places online to buy K-beauty. What's popular, what's actually trending, what's up and coming, brands you never heard of before. So I bought some more stuff. I got some more products from Bring Green. Bring Green is a brand that I look for when my skin is really not behaving itself, or when I've maybe tried too many products, had a bad reaction to a product. I love their Artemisa Cica Calming Moisture pH Cleansing Foam. It's really good if you have easily sensitized skin, your skin's going through a bit or something, but you want a good thorough cleanse without damaging your skin further. So I got a double pack of those because it was pretty much buy one get one free. Pretty much the same here with their Bamboo Hydrating Cream. I've not used this before, but I just got it because I'm loving the rest of their products at the moment. I had to get a top up of my favorite Pore Minimizing Serum. This is Sunboon Editor's Green Tomato Pore Lifting Ampoule Plus. It comes with a mini and a refill as well. Ooh, Bring Green again. This is their Zinc Tika 1.2% blemish serum with, I don't know why I got this. I don't even know what it means. Oh, to soothe sensitive and blemished skin, quickly minimize troubled breakouts. Okay, I just want to give them one more go. I just want to give these Biodance Hydroceranol Real Deep Mask. I just want to give it, oh, did I get the wrong one? Oh yeah, it's one of those ones that go transparent. This is the last product of theirs I'm going to try in hopes that it doesn't make my rosacea flush. If it does, then I'm giving up. I love a tinted lip balm because I can look pretty dead without one, and this is the Cologram Tintin Dory Blur Jam. And it comes, I thought this was cute to begin with. It comes in like this little puffball thing, but it kind of looks like some unexplained animal giving birth, and it kind of made me feel a little bit sick. You take it out, and it's a bit like, bleh. PDRN is something that I really want to get into, and this is the Medicube PDRN Pink Glutathione Serum Mist. If I'm being real with myself, I will probably never use a PDRN serum religiously, but my favorite step being hydration and toners, I think I will use this mist fairly often. So I got 3 of these like tinted lip balm things, 3CE's Shine Reflector, and they all come with these phone grip things that never fucking work on my phone. But yeah, I just got some more natural looking colors, I guess. These are really affordable, but the packaging feels very expensive. See it? Ooh. Yeah, this is literally my lip color. Oh, this is a good one. This is, who is this? This is Dermabee's AC Body Control Body Mist. It's got AHA, BHA, LHAs, and niacinamide in here to kind of like help with body breakouts. So yeah, I just got one from Murad, which is about £40 or something, and this one is only £17. So yeah, I'm gonna compare them and see kind of like what one's better. There's no reason why the more affordable option won't work. So this was actually a free gift because I spent a certain amount. So if you live in the UK and you want to try the peel off masks, these aren't the collagen ones, these are like the hyaluronic acid ones, let me know. Oh, this is another Bring Green product. This is their Tea Tree Cica Trouble Cleansing Foam. I love their Tea Tree Cica toner and their moisturizer. Great if you have rosacea, for calming your skin prone to breakouts. So I wanted to give their cleanser a go, knowing how much I love their other cleanser. I thought this would be nice and gentle as well, so we'll see. I got like an old favorite. This is Innisfree's Volcanic PHA Pore Refining Toner. This has kind of changed throughout the years. It used to have like literally just like a load of volcanic clay at the bottom, volcanic clay. I think it was like kaolin clay or something at the bottom, and it used to be so drying. But when I had very oily skin, it was really good for my very oily skin. Now my skin has changed. This has PHA in, which is actually very hydrating. So I want to see if this can care for my pores and my oily T-zone whilst not being too dry for my dry cheeks. Finally, Lactose Soy Mild Peeling Bubble Cleanser from Some By Me. This is a mild peeling cleanser that gently dissolves dead skin cells for smooth skin texture. So it's like a gentle exfoliating cleanser. I go through cleansers so quick, you're probably wondering why I have so much. I just go through them loads. I often use a lot on my body as well because I find a lot of the cleanser ingredients really good for body as well. So yeah, that's it. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you're curious about.
K-beauty products you might not know of, but I think you will love. For irritated skin or breakout prone skin that needs calming, Bring Green is a really overlooked K-beauty brand. The Artemisia Cera Calming Moisturizer is such a good cream for my irritated skin, my redness, my rosacea. Artemisia is of course soothing and healing, and then we have ceramides in here to help strengthen the skin barrier and lock in all that hydration too. My only issue is the added fragrance in here, which I usually really dislike in barrier repairing products, but this product has just worked for me, so I can't really argue with that. The Tea Tree Seeker Soothing Toner is also a really nice option, again, for those prone to breakouts. It's cooling, it's calming, it's hydrating. Dr. Althea's Pure Grinding Cleansing Balm went viral recently for a good reason. Be Plain do a better version of this in my opinion. Similar-ish with that grinding packaging, but the formulation overall is just a lot softer and easier to use. It's lighter, it melts down quicker, it melts everything away quicker, and it's also very gently exfoliating with PHA and LHA, but also has soybean oil to help moisturize, and ceramides too. The only thing I will say about this is you do need to give this a really good emulsify, otherwise it's a little bit tricky to rinse off, but the way that it just instantly removes everything and melts everything down is worth it to me. This is a really odd one, but Snuggles Dream Fantasy Room Spray. If you want a room spray that feels really warm and fuzzy and cozy, this is one to go for. It's always sold out, and it's good. It's not that good to be constantly sold out, but obviously a lot of people love this. It has lavender in it. I hate the smell of lavender. You can't smell it in this. And it has like a spray lock on the top that when you unlock it and spray it, one click of the trigger is enough to like spray a whole room, because it has this like continuous spray nozzle on it. If like me, you don't know what the fuck you are doing when it comes to makeup, I'm not the makeup twin, especially primers. Like I still don't really know why I need to use one. Code Glow Color Fix On Primer Hydro is like a really hydrating serum that leaves a little bit of a tacky finish. It comes out just like a gel, and then when you rub it on your skin, it kind of turns into like this watery hydrating serum. And it is kind of more of a serum in the sense that it's got niacinamide, bakuchiol, adenosine, and glycerin in it as well. So you are getting a really nice dose of skincare ingredients. And then it just makes every foundation that I wear that I don't really know what I'm doing with just look flawless on the skin, and keeps my skin looking dewy and glowy too. The most effective budget-friendly skincare brands in my experience. Glow Hub have been around for a while now, but seems to be picking up in popularity within the last couple of years. And understandably, because their skincare is affordable, effective, and just happens to be in super cute packaging. They are a brand who seem to be super into highlighting natural ingredients, but paired with science. And that's clear in their Skin Trip Treatment Lotion. This is like a magic mushroom themed thing. It takes the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of their like mushroom complex, alongside licorice, aloe, and panthenol, so you get a really nice, soothing experience. All their products are worth checking out, to be honest with you. Inculus, I'm going to touch on super quick, but this is probably one of the more popular, go-to, most easily accessible, budget-friendly brands. They're like The Ordinary, but with better products in my opinion. They just seem to have more well-rounded formulas, and I like the simplicity of their packaging, but most importantly, their formulations feel so nice on the skin. I feel like with other single ingredient focused skincare brands, their products can feel a little bit gloopy, sticky. They feel cheap. My favorite product of the Inculus is still their glycolic acid exfoliating body stick. This combines glycolic acid, salicylic acid, and shea butter. This combines glycolic acid, salicylic acid, and shea butter, and helps exfoliate that rough, bumpy skin, uneven patches of skin, or you can use it as deodorant every so often, not every day if you have sensitive armpits. Bondi Sands is a brand I don't see many people talking about beyond that one viral sunscreen that they have, which I actually didn't like very much. But they have an amazing skincare line, and it is kind of like a line of very basic basics, and the serums are kind of like the default serums that you see most skincare brands have. Vitamin C, retinol, niacinamide and zinc, hyaluronic acid, you know. They have a cleanser, chemical exfoliant, eye cream, sunscreens, moisturizers as well, but they do have everything you need, with the serums often being around like the £10 mark, and not a single product of theirs goes beyond the £15 mark. So keeping this well in budget. I love their cleanser in particular, just because it's a very good example of a lightweight, hydrating, moisturizing cleanser that doesn't strip your skin. All their products are very simple, decent skincare products that feel great to use in really nice packaging, and they just do the job. Byoma, probably the most popular on this app. Byoma's main focus is really maintaining and supporting a healthy skin barrier paired with effective actives without the irritation. Most of their products contain their triceramide complex, including their clarifying, hydrating and brightening serums. And one product I particularly love from this brand that I've talked about to death is their hydrating milky toner. It's hydrating and moisturizing like all those other viral milky toners, but it's so much more like lightweight and refreshing and hydrating feeling. It's also super soothing and contains all their barrier supporting ingredients too. Two vital things I do for my skin now we're going into winter. To be 100% honest with you, you may not even need to change anything about your skincare routine as the weather changes. Here in the UK, we have seasons, but I'm not buying a whole new skincare routine. I'm not buying new products, not doing this, not doing that, blah, blah, blah. I'm just making two changes. The first one being cleansing less. I am a fan of cleansing in the morning when you need to. However, with the weather getting colder, my skin gets drier. The less water on my face, the better. So I'll continue to use my nice gentle foaming cleansers in the evening. But if I do feel the need to cleanse, I will just use a micellar water, which is made to stay in your skin. Let's not have this conversation again. So give my face a quick wipe with micellar water and then go into serums and a moisturizer. That's it. Trying to cleanse less. And my second and final step is to use my usual evening moisturizer in the mornings. And that's because personally for me, when it comes to an evening moisturizer, I look for something occlusive. With the weather getting colder, I'm more likely to become dehydrated throughout the day. So that nice occlusive, slightly thicker evening moisturizer, even your overnight mask that you already own, could make a great morning moisturizer. Other than that, I'm not doing shit. I'm not buying anything else. There's no real hacks or anything. Just listen to your skin. Usually the tiniest changes can make such a big difference.
Theory about those Harper's Bazaar go to bed with me videos. The more I started watching them, the more I realized that every single celebrity seems to use the same Neutrogena face wipes, which I found kind of weird because you look at the rest of their routine and they use some really expensive skincare products. I feel like a lot of these celebrities are really clued up about their skincare, usually because they have a dermatologist or esthetician who recommends them stuff, right? But I just found it really weird how they all use this same Neutrogena face wipes, the ones in the blue pack. I thought it was like a secret sponsorship. Now, I don't think this was on behalf of Harper's Bazaar because I actually have my own go to bed with me with Harper's Bazaar, and not once did they mention anything about a Neutrogena sponsorship, right? Like ad placement or anything like that. But I feel like these celebrities might have had like a secret ad without telling Harper's Bazaar for Neutrogena, because these videos usually get a shit ton of views and it would be really easy money for these celebrities, just like pop in a face wipe, you know? Am I giving the celebrities too much credit? Do they really not know that much about skincare? I don't know. I maybe just found it a bit too coincidental that every celebrity used these exact same face wipes. It's weird. Two of the best skincare tips I learned from industry professionals that changed my skin. Consider Inflammaging. Inflammaging supposedly refers to the chronic low-level inflammation in the skin as we age, which basically accelerates the sign of early signs of aging like fine lines, wrinkles, loss of firmness, dullness, and it's triggered by really common factors like environmental stress, cellular damage, and weakened skin barriers. So beyond the usual better aging products like retinoids, really focusing on products that prevent my skin from getting angry, inflamed, irritated, things that trigger my rosacea, they are just as much an anti-aging step for me as anything else. I mentioned this very briefly before, but targeted skincare for my combination skin. I was an oily teenager, I was oily into my 20s. I always had just one skin type. But as my skin has aged, realizing that my skin is now combination, I now use 2 different exfoliants, 2 different masks, sometimes 2 different serums, and definitely 2 different sunscreens on my face at the same time. Sounds like a lot, but that really is to the benefit of my combination skin. For example, I don't use AHA on my cheeks because it triggers my rosacea. I'll use PHA instead. I could use BHA everywhere. Then when it comes to masking, I could use a clay mask on my T-zone, but definitely not on my cheeks. Sometimes moisturizer is cool for something lighter on my T-zone, something heavier on my cheeks. I'm just customizing my skincare routine a bit more and making sure each area of my skin is getting what it needs and what it
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really noticed.
The worst viral skincare products, in my opinion. Summer Friday's Jet Lag Overnight Eye Serum has to be easily one of the best eye creams I have ever used. And it's made because it's a product that's purposely made first of all for that thinner, more delicate skin under the eyes and made for nighttime use as well. It's nice and thick, but it doesn't take ages to rub in, so it sits very comfortably under the eyes without giving me milia. It's hydrating, moisturizing, soothing, but also contains retinol that is safe to use under the eyes. One of the only retinol eye creams that I feel has made a difference, especially to that texture under the eyes. Caudaly's Vino Perfect Brightening Dark Spot Serum. Honestly, I thought I would hate this. There are very few Caudaly products I actually like, and this just happens to be one of the ones I actually like. But it wasn't great, it was good. I think it was just more of a nice surprise that I actually enjoyed using this. And whilst they claim that their grape-derived vitamin C helps fade dark spots, I couldn't tell you because I didn't have any dark spots at the time of using this. But it was very good at giving my skin just kind of like an overall pick-me-up, probably due to the antioxidants and the skin brightening ingredients in here. So yeah, nice. £52 worth of nice though. Not for me, but it was nice if you have that money. Glossier's Super Dew Facial Oil Serum Hybrid. I don't know how anyone with a single drop of oil on their skin is happily using or willingly using this product. I don't want to oversimplify this product, but for me, it just felt and looked like a shimmery oil. Glossier say it actually contains nourishing oils and powerful extracts, your shortcut to a moisturized dewy look that lasts. On my skin personally, this didn't last. It just turned into a greasy mess. It looked like a greasy mess. And I actually think that the shimmer kind of like highlighted every single bit of texture that I had on my skin. It was not a good one for me. Mario Badescu Facial Sprays. May as well be flavored waters and room sprays. Let's move on. Laneige's Lip Sleeping Mask in the Gummy Bear flavor. I don't own one of these. I own about 10 of these. I can't explain this, and I've seen this before and people agreed with me in my comments that there's something about the strawberry version of this one that really feels like it's drying out the lips, but the gummy bear one, or the American grape flavor as I like to call it, is so hydrating, so plumping, so moisturizing and nourishing, and keeps my lips really moisturized overnight without having to apply like an overly thick layer as a lip mask. The Inculus Salicylic Acid Cleanser, oily prone, breakout prone, acne prone skin, or even those who are just wanting to maintain good well-maintained pores, I think you will love this. This is a great daily use cleanser. It contains 2% salicylic acid that you massage on the face for like 60 seconds to 2 minutes if you have the time, and rinse away. If you have a teenager who is just starting to break out, just starting to get blackheads, texture on the skin, this is a great way to gently and safely introduce chemical exfoliants into their skincare routine. I love this one. I will always regret falling for these skincare myths because they dictated my skincare routine so much and kind of ruined it to a certain extent. The first myth is about dropper bottles on the skin. Now, I used to not want to apply product to the palm of my hands because I used to think, what's the point? You apply product to the palm of your hand, you rub it in, then you're just rubbing product into your hand. By the time you get to your face, there's nothing left. So I would run the dropper on my skin. First things first, the palms of your hands aren't great at absorbing anything. They're thicker, there's a lack of sebaceous glands, only sweat glands. So in that short time that you're transferring a moisturizer, a serum from the palms of your hands to your face, very little product, if anything, is absorbed into your hands. And that's why you should always do the esthetician swipe, which is product, this, then onto your face. So then I would rub the dropper along my skin. And to put it very, very simply, we know products can get contaminated. And even if you don't see like bacteria growing and thriving and creating a new world in your skincare product, or it's not breaking you out or anything, it can pretty much just render your active, your serum, completely useless. So you just wasted money and you're wasting time and you may not even see results from your serum. Patting in skincare is better than rubbing. There's this idea that patting skincare into your skin kind of uses the warmth of your hands to help product penetrate better. When in fact, and do correct me if I'm wrong, the only studies that actually talk about this technique shows quite the opposite. But I still pat my skincare sometimes, and it completely depends on how my skin is. If you suffer from redness, irritation, have active breakouts, etc., patting is just gentler on the skin. It's not going to change anything massively, but it's just gentler to your skin. Alcohol is drying. Oh my god, this would stop me using some amazing products. Of course, some alcohols can be drying. There are also nice fatty alcohols, but the idea is that denatured alcohol is always inherently drying no matter what product it's in, which is not true. It's a solvent, right? So it can help ingredients penetrate the skin. It can have a cooling effect. It can help ingredients dissolve into the formulation more. I believe it can be used as a preservative, and it also just helps products rub in quicker too. So you have to think, how is that alcohol working in a formulation? I've posted moisturizers on here before and people will be like, looks good but it's got alcohol in, it's going to dry out my skin. It's a moisturizer, it's not going to dry out your skin. Maybe if it's in an astringent it might dry out your skin, but in a hydrating product, in a moisturizing product, you are usually absolutely fine. I avoided physical exfoliants for the longest time because I believed the myth that they caused micro tears. This is a myth that started from the St. Ives apricot scrub lawsuit. You can watch a deep dive video about that on my YouTube channel, but a very long and nuanced story cut short, micro tears ended up being industry slang essentially for a damaged skin barrier, which can be caused by over-exfoliation and user error of a physical exfoliant. And of course, if you incorrectly use a face scrub, like those in the St. Ives lawsuit did, you are going to destroy your skin barrier. You can destroy your skin barrier with any exfoliant, including a chemical exfoliant. Essentially, micro tears do not exist. This case was thrown out of court because nobody could prove that micro tears were a thing, because it wasn't. It was dermatology slang for a damaged skin barrier. Sometimes I want a physical exfoliation. Sometimes I just feel like it gives me an instant better look to my skin. And as long as you're being gentle and not scrubbing, as the name suggests, you're going to be absolutely fine. Before you use that new skincare product, these are the steps I recommend you take. Drop everything. I don't mean like literally drop your whole routine and just use that one new product, but what I like to do, for example, is I have a base cleanser, what I call like a base toner, a base moisturizer, and a base sunscreen. You can drop the toner. And these are products that I know my skin enjoys. There's nothing special about them. They're pretty basic, but my skin gets along with them and they won't break out, they won't get irritated. So then when I introduce a new product into my base routine, I know if anything goes wrong, if my skin starts to freak out for whatever reason, I know it's that new product fucking with my skin. If you then use your new product for like a month, a couple months solidly with no issues, you can then introduce another new product into your routine. And of course, your base routine will change on depending what that new product is that you're testing. But yeah, that's the best way to work out what's going to work for you and what's not. I've seen people on TikTok bash Korean skincare, for example, as a whole, because they bought a 10-step routine and started using all 10 steps all in one go. So of course you are going to damage your skin in some way if that's what you're doing. One product product at a time. Don't read too deeply into ingredient lists. I know this sounds really counterproductive, but unless you have a known allergy, you're looking for a specific ingredient that you know your skin doesn't like or doesn't find beneficial even, we aren't chemists, and to be able to understand an inky list, you need to understand formulation as a whole. Most people will avoid some potentially amazing skincare products because, for example, one, they see comedogenic ingredients or ingredients that they think are going to clog their pores, or they see the advertised active ingredient not high up enough on the ingredient list, so they think that active ingredient is useless in that product. These are all things that when you take formulation as a whole don't really matter, but we aren't chemists, so we're not going to understand that. So don't go ruining potentially amazing skincare products because you're playing armchair chemist. And finally, have some patience. It can take like a month upwards. Even when you've been using a product for around 2 to 3 months, for example, and it looks like nothing is happening, there could be something happening. If you have a specific skincare concern, take a picture of that area of skin, start using your new product, and update that picture monthly. My light's just gone off, sorry. In a month or so, you may think absolutely nothing is happening, but take a look back at your monthly pictures and it probably is. It's that thing where we see ourselves every day in the mirror, so we don't really see those differences how other people will. So yes, document your actives. I need to complain about this product, or I need to complain about people who complain about this product. This Watermelon Glow Toner from Glow Recipe is one of my favorite products of all time, not just Glow Recipe, but of all time. And whenever I talk about it, there's one thing that people always say is that it smells too much like artificial watermelon. Incorrect. You are wrong. This doesn't contain any synthetic fragrance. Not that synthetic fragrance is better than man-made fragrance or vice versa. What I'm saying is that you cannot get a smell from real watermelon, which is why the synthetic watermelon smell exists. What people are smelling in here is cucumber, and that cactus smell is kind of refreshing. It's not sweet, it's not artificial. It just smells like cucumber water. You know, there's people that drink cucumber water. I've also seen people say that it's too strong an exfoliant for teenagers. And whilst I think there's more nuance behind that, this is actually an extremely gentle exfoliator. Its exfoliant is betaine salicylate, which is betaine and salicylic acid, which is made purposely to be a gentler form of salicylic acid, but very effective. I wish I had this when I was a spotty 13-year-old. And of course, PHA is like AHA's slower, but just as effective cousin, you know? And finally, I think Glow Recipe in general, people think that it can't be good, effective skincare purely because the packaging is very, very nice. Where does this think come from? I don't understand what makes something plain and boring and ordinary looking. What makes that effective versus something that's a little bit colorful, ineffective? Like it's just like play skincare. Where does that idea come from? Rant over, that's it. These are some of the more interesting skincare products that I own, starting with the Whipped Hohovanda B5 Vegan Pack Cleanser. I bought this because it looks like squirty cream, but it's an amazing gentle cleanser that contains niacinamide, panthenol. I love that. Jojoba oil and hyaluronic acid for a super moisturizing, non-stripping cleanse. Another cleanser I love is a Seed Bee Dew Soap, a cleanser made specifically for a gentle morning cleanse, packed with amino acids and hydrating and soothing ingredients. I love this because you can have a great cleanse in the morning after a night of like heavy slugging or overnight creams without compromising your skin. Cosrx's AHA2 BHA2 Blemish Treatment Serum is a product meant to target breakouts, stubborn skin texture and blackheads. You pour the serum onto these little cotton balls and then apply to a targeted area or over the whole skin. Honestly, I think these are kind of pointless because you can just use an exfoliant on a normal cotton ball, but they're handy if you want to treat an area on a daily basis without treating your whole face. You need to be careful where you're placing your Starface pimple patches because you could be sending out the wrong message. That's of course only if you are a woman from the 16th century. They have a really glamorous kind of ancestor called the mouche, and these mouches date way back further than ancient Rome. And much like the fun kind of pimple patches we have today, like from Starface, people would use them to cover up blemishes, but the trend really took off in 16th century Europe. And unlike the hydrocolloid patches we have today, these ancient pimple patches were kind of made of like silk or velvet. And they were cut into all sorts of shapes, stars, moons, like spades, as in like deck of cards, hearts, and they would be applied with like a little bit of adhesive that wasn't on them, but you put the adhesive on your skin and then apply the mousse. And whilst they were mainly used to cover scars from diseases like smallpox, they were also used to send hidden messages. And where you placed your pimple patch could reveal like particular romantic intentions. For example, if you put it like near your mouth, it meant you were like simply up for flirting. If it was near your eye, you'd be up for like a little bit more. So you never really knew if somebody was just flirting with you or like trying to cover up a disease. Very romantic. And it was mainly those in like really high society that used to wear these. But during the 18th century, as like a more natural look came into fashion, the mousse kind of slowly died out. And there have been times throughout history where they've kind of come back into fashion, most notably the 1920s, and of course the star-faced pimple patches we see today. So we're kind of carrying on a trend that dates back like centuries and centuries, just with a little bit more skincare science and a lot less smallpox. Viral skincare products and their better K-beauty alternatives. CeraVe. Now, I've made it very, very clear recently that I'm not a fan of this brand, but I understand why people like them. However, my issues are formulation, and sometimes CeraVe just stings my skin. So my alternative has to be anything from Astura. Astura, I would say, is pretty much Korea's CeraVe. They're used in hospitals throughout South Korea, but there's just something a lot more elegant about the formulation, and it doesn't hurt to use, which is always a plus, right? I've been using this for about 2-3 years now, and they have these little capsules in it. These are their triple lipid capsules, and they're supposed to replicate the skin's natural lipid structure, allowing the ingredients to work to the best of their ability. Their products also just feel, in general, more hydrating and comfortable on the skin, not suffocating and plasticky. Summer Friday's lip butter balms are viral because they're nice. They're good, right? But that's it. I just think they're good. They actually don't have a lot to them. But compared to what a lot of K-beauty has to offer when it comes to lip products, the Summer Friday lip balms are incredibly basic. My K-beauty alternative would be pretty much any lip product from Code Glow Color. They do a load of lip products, but their color Lipserin balms are a great alternative. Not only are they a lot cheaper, but they contain like a bunch of really beneficial ingredients for our skin. Ceramized cholesterol, a really gentle form of PHA. You're actually getting more benefits than just moisturizing and a nice tint. Do you need more than that in a lip balm? Not really, but why pay more for less? Viral skincare products and their better K-beauty alternatives. Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. This is a tough one because of South Koreans' restrictions on salicylic acid, but I know a lot of people who are now turning to K-beauty because they have more easily sensitized skin, really want to use actives that are gentle. And whilst the Paula's Choice Exfoliant is quite gentle in my opinion and experience, K-beauty is going to be a lot gentler. The CosRX Blackhead Power Liquid has been a favourite of mine for about more than that, oh my god. It contains betaine salicylate instead of salicylic acid, which is a combination of betaine and salicylic acid, so you get a really nice gentle alternative to salicylic acid. In a formulation that feels less sticky, it feels a lot more hydrating, kind of just feels like a normal toner. You should start using this 2 to 3 times a week, but if you use chemical exfoliants fairly often, you can really use this every single day or every other day at least. Tatcha, the water cream. I don't like their moisturizers. I like a fair few of their other products. Their lip products are amazing, but the water cream, I just don't like that much. It broke me out. It's not as deeply hydrating as you'd want from a product with the word water in the name, and it's just very, very expensive. So if you want that watery hydration, botanical, pore refining effect and kind of vibe that the Tatcha brand has in general, or this cream has in general, then go for Rovectin's Calming Lotus Cream. It's got antioxidants, panthenol, niacinamide, glycerin, and something called xylitide glucoside, which helps with hydration and barrier repair. It's a really nice all-rounder. If you have very oily skin, this can be a main moisturizer. If you have very dry skin, you might want something a little bit thicker, especially in the evening, but you could use this as just like a thick serum. If you absolutely have to, for whatever reason, use an ingredient list checker, let it be Inky Coda. Not Think Dirty, not Yucca, definitely not the EWG. Inky Coda is of course a website designed to kind of help you decipher an ingredient list, understand ingredients' functions and benefits, or if you need to know if like you have a particular allergy and if that ingredient is in your product.
But what makes this different to the absolute trash that is Think Dirty, Yucca and the EWG is that it's actually based in science, and not just making a profit from EWG verified brands. And whilst Inky Coda still does label some ingredients as icky, it's mainly known allergens and irritants like fragrance for example. But it doesn't cherry pick and fearmonger like the EWG does, or make the product appear like it's dangerous in any way like the EWG does, whose rating systems and research is similar to Yucca and Think Dirty. If that's not enough to persuade you to only use Inky Coda and not the EWG, on the EWG website it says, in addition to our team and our roster of experts, industry experts like Gwyneth Paltrow and Kourtney Kardashian are champions of our cause. That's not a good sign.
The best and the worst Glow Recipe products in my opinion. Let's start off with the best. The Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner is one of my favourite products of all time. It's gentle, using betaine salicylate instead of salicylic acid and a PHA. It takes that Korean-esque approach to exfoliation, which is to team it up with hydration. And one thing that I swear has just transformed my skin is moving away from these high percentage actives and using lower percentage and gentler actives more often, rather than using a high percentage 2 to 3 times a week, especially for my rosacea. And this toner is just the perfect product to do that, especially as it slots just very easily into my daily routine. The Plum Plump Hyaluronic Cream, whilst it's not anything revolutionary, it's basically one of the best ever plumping hydrating moisturizers I've ever used for both the feeling of deep hydration and the look of plumper, more hydrated skin. It's also perfect for my combination skin, with my oily skin really benefiting from the humectants, whilst being nourishing and moisturizing enough for my drier cheeks. It also contains polyglutamic acid, which I personally prefer to your standard hyaluronic acid. The Pomegranate Peptide Firming Serum. I was actually sent this pre-launch for a sponsorship, I think last year. I can't remember now, all my years merge into one, but I fell in love with it within a month's usage. Yes, whilst this is a great peptide serum, plumping, firming, it's also just a great daily use serum with some great antioxidants, hyaluronic acid. It just makes your skin look pretty great, to be honest with you. Now let's talk about the worst, and this was hard because Glow Recipe is one of my favourite brands, and I don't really hate any of their products. At one point, they have all been a favourite of mine, but upon reflection, the Blueberry Bounce Gentle Cleanser doesn't feel as gentle as their newest Avocado Cleanser, and a lot of what cleansers are nowadays. In comparison, this cleanser feels a little bit stripping. I don't like the texture of it, and if it gets in your eye, it stings so bad, so bad, which is most cleansers to be fair, but a lot of them are just so gentle nowadays that never really becomes an issue, especially if you want to remove sunscreen and makeup from around the eye area. The Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Balm SPF 45, after quietly discontinuing their other sunscreen, which I actually personally really liked, I was really looking forward to this one. However, it's just a little bit too greasy for my oily skin, especially in the summer when I am reapplying every 2 hours, and in order to get the correct amount of this product, to get the correct SPF protection level, passing it over enough times on my face, it just builds up to this like greasy, shiny mess. And I do feel there is a very fine line between glowing and greasy looking, and unfortunately this leads towards the greasy. The Watermelon Glow AHA Night Treatment, as the final step in my evening skincare routine, this just isn't thick enough for me anymore. I don't wake up with that dewy, bouncy skin, which is not only something I expect from my evening mask, but it's something I expect from Glow Recipe. Whilst the AHA is nice in here, and it is a nice treatment moisturizer if you're looking for more even toned skin, I actually think their Strawberry Exfoliating Serum is just amazing in comparison. Let me know your favourite and least favourite Glow Recipe products in the comments down below. The biggest beauty mistakes I made in my 20s that I fixed in my 30s. Probably the main one is taking my skin type way too literally. I think skin types are a great kind of, almost like a guide, a rough guide as to what you should and could be using on your skin. And it is important to really recognise what your skin type is. However, what I found that this did for me personally is made me avoid a load of products that my skin really could have benefited from. In my 20s, I had very oily skin, and I refused to use anything that was heavier than a light gel cream, thinking that it would clog my pores, make me even more oily. But in fact, I really needed that thicker moisturizer at night because my skin was getting so dehydrated and losing so much hydration at night that my skin was really suffering from it. And I got that really horrible combination of oily but dehydrated skin, which shows up texture even more. So yeah, know your skin type, but also know that that's not set in stone, it's just a guide. Also, worrying about fine lines and wrinkles at such a young age is something like obviously we all naturally do. But when I was 22, like why was I worried? You know what this actually led to? Probably using a ton of actives that I didn't really need to be using just yet and just overall bothering my skin. You know, a load of products that really promise like age prevention, targeting fine lines that I didn't have. And I would just use too many products, too many things with all like anti-aging kind of benefits to them. When really it's not a problem to focus on that and prevention, but I only needed one product. I should have just started using a retinoid. I don't really have any opinion on baby Botox because I'm not a professional when it comes to that one, but I do have like two set deep lines that even when I get Botox just don't go. Doesn't bother me. If that's something that does bother you, you might want to get preventative Botox if that's a real thing. I don't know. Oh, you know, one thing I used to do all the time was like self-diagnose myself through online experts. Before I even knew I had rosacea, before I was properly diagnosed with it, I was diagnosing myself with every skin condition. Mild eczema, mild psoriasis. It must be because I'm not using enough vitamin C. It must be because I'm not using this or I'm not using that. And this isn't at all to blame the experts online because they literally say this is not medical advice. This is not meant to be professional advice. This is just like them sharing some of their knowledge. But I was like, yeah, that's me. Like a dermatologist told me. They didn't. A lot of dermatologists are contactable now, but they're not going to diagnose you through a DM. So always go and seek out proper advice before attacking a skin issue that you don't have. Eye cream. I wish I'd started using eye cream earlier. And it's not because I feel like it's a necessity, but if you can find a good moisturizer that actually has beneficial ingredients for your under eyes, for that really delicate different skin under your eyes, that works as both an eye cream and a moisturizer, then good for you. But I couldn't find it. So what I did was use nothing. I just used the moisturizer. That would be too thick, too heavy. It didn't have those specialized ingredients, peptides, caffeine, whatever, that would actually benefit that particular kind of skin, that particular area, you know? And whilst, yes, I was getting moisture and hydration, you need those targeted ingredients, and I didn't use them until about 3 years ago. I was very much in the camp of eye creams are just expensive moisturizers. I used to talk about all the time on my YouTube channel, and now I regret it. I wish I had concentrated a bit more on that area, not because I'm getting crow's feet or anything like that, but more because I do have to pay particular attention now to dark circles, puffiness, texture under my eyes, all things I didn't have in my 20s, which I am now having to fix in my 30s. Yes. This is the most genius thing I think I've ever seen when it comes to pimple patch innovation, but this is like almost like a pimple patch dispenser. One thing I hate about pimple patches is the fiddliness of trying to take one off, and sometimes it rolls up on the corner, then I have to stick it on, but it's not sticking on because it's not flat, you know? I just don't like touching them. So this is kind of like a dispenser. I don't know if you can see it. It just kind of does that. So I'm gonna see. Yes, okay. So I'm currently having that salmon DNA under my eyes, and I'm a little bit swollen from it still. And I have some needle injection marks that I'm just going to cover for today because I'm a picky little bitch. Like, I will pick at them. And pimple patches work great to stop me picking my spots. So let's go. So I'm going to dispense one, and then I'm just going to kind of like stamp it on. Yes. I think that's so good. And then I'm just going to like flatten it on. Did everybody know about this? Is this not a new thing? I feel like everybody knows about this apart from me. It could be because I'm in the UK and this is only like an American thing. And I did have to pay a small fortune to get it shipped over using like a third-party service. But I think that's such a good idea. I'm not sure if this is even how you're supposed to do it, but it makes sense to do it that way, right? I think that's so good. I think that's genius. I actually bought one of their cleansers as well because I saw it in like an ad, and their blemish patch discovery kit.
I'm just like obsessed with this now. Like I love this. I got a spot there that I'm going to cover as well. Let me know if you have used this before. I'm pretty sure I'm late to the game. If you love K-beauty and you live in London, you have to watch this. This is where you can get all your K-beauty from. This is my Glam Touch haul. They have a shop online and an amazing store as well. I actually went in there not that long ago just to have like a little browse, and they were so sweet. They gave me everything for free whilst helping me navigate all the amazing K-beauty brands that I'd never heard of before, including this brand called Banobagi. This is their Rejuvenating Vital Premium set. I believe these are like a derm brand in Korea. I may have got that wrong. But this is like a rejuvenating set. There's a little gap there because I have been using a little travel size version of their Rejuvenating Vital Skin Softener. Early days, I've not really tried anything yet, but I'm dying to try this Vital Premium RX Serum. I also picked up some hair products because I've not used a lot of K-beauty hair stuff. This is Florist and Garden No Wash Treatment Milk Protein Invasive. Invasive? Intensive. Oh, it's like a leave-in hair conditioner. I didn't think it'd be like that. I got more from Banobagi. This is their Milk Thistle Skin Repairing Starter Kit. And I have actually been using the Milk Thistle Repair Serum and the Repair Cream, which so far so good. This isn't as thick as I thought it was, so I've been using this mainly during the day. But yes, more about that soon. Got some sheet masks. This is from Banobagi. Banobagi Gold Propolis Booster Mask. Some more of their masks. This is the Vital Cocktail Foil Mask. Age Intensive Lifting, Vitamin Up, Wrinkle Improvement and Brightening Sheet Mask. Then I had to get this Dr. Ciracle Vegan Active Berry First Essence. It's made with resveratrol, which is the quarterly grape thing. Look at that, can you see that? How amazing is that? All suspended in this like really hydrating essence. A hair serum as well. House of Dohwa, I think a lot of people use them. This is their sunscreen, and then their white rice wash off mask. That looks like it's also slightly gently exfoliating too. Ooh. And then I got the House of Dohwa Rice Bran Toner. It's kind of like those milky toners, but like a lot lighter. As well as their Rice Bran Facial Moisturizer. I like rice. My skin's very, very good with rice. So if you are in the UK, if you live in London, check out Glam Touch. I'll link their website in my bio. Open the Glow Recipe 12 Days of Glow Advent Calendar together. This is like the 12 days of Christmas, right? So you open it after Christmas, I think. I'm gonna open every window, so massive spoilers. It's so cute. I feel like we're gonna be getting some good minis in here, some good travel versions, a few full sizes. Okay, so number one is the Plum Plump Hyaluronic Cream. It's just like a cute mini version. It is. It's like a little travel version. That's so cute. Number two, is the Plum Plump Hyaluronic Gloss Balm. Number three is a mini Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. Number four down here, look at this. It's like a little watermelon crocodile clip. That's cute. I like that we're getting merch too. Number five is, this is a really like underappreciated product there. Cloudberry Bright Essence Toner. Number six is a mini avocado moisture barrier cleanser. 7 is the cutest Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA pore tight toner I've ever seen. My favorite toner of all time. Number 8, a mini niacinamide hue drop. I don't get a lot of use out of these. Number 9, we're nearly there, is a mini niacinamide dew drops. I get a lot of use out of those. My arm really hurts. 10 is, a full-size strawberry BHA pore smoothing blur drops. They are the primer with gentle exfoliating properties. This is so cute. Number 11 is a mini eye roller. Oh my god, look at that. That's so cute. Oh no, shouldn't do that. I've just had stuff done under there. Number 12 is Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. I'm always terrified they're going to discontinue this one. I don't know why. I just never see anyone talking about it, and I love it so much.
The smell is like so nostalgic. I love it. That is good. That is really good. A couple full size, some travel, even a little bit of merch. Yes, the glow recipe, 12 days of glow. Placenta Serum. If you love K-beauty and you are in Canada and the US, check out Kyoko Beauty. They offered to send me some stuff and I knew they did Japanese skincare, so I wanted to try some bits out. One product that particularly caught my attention was this Placenta Serum. These types of serums are meant to be filled with like amino acids, proteins, vitamins and minerals that your skin craves and needs. It's meant to have these regenerative properties as well. This is a oh, who's this by again? Custom number 333. It's a really watery serum, almost like it should be a toner, but it's meant to help with dullness, anti-aging and dehydrated skin, which I'm a little verging on dehydrated. So yes, I'm dying to give this a go. I then had to try the face gel. This is such a unique texture. It's like thick to begin with, like this. And then it just like turns into a watery like spread, then just kind of like sinks effortlessly into the skin. And it's super, super hydrating. It smells a little bit like school pencil case, like it's fragrance free. It's got squalane in and olive fruit oil, but it still remains really nice and lightweight. But it's hard to describe. It's like a really nice light gel cream, but with the finish of a thicker moisturizer. I love it. I'm really intrigued by this brand. I want to try more. I'll link them in my bio. Again, you can get them from Kyoko Beauty if you are in Canada and the US.
The best thing you can do for your skin right now is turn to gentler actives, in my opinion and in my experience. One thing that completely saved my skin as somebody with rosacea, whose job it is to basically chop and change products every single month, is to just ditch all those high percentage actives, which I feel like most of us are kind of over reaching for higher percentage actives, but there's still this idea that the higher the percentage the active, the better the performance. Anything below 1% isn't good enough, or that we need to keep like graduating onto higher percentages. Like once your skin is used to 1% retinol, you then have to go up to 2%, etc., etc. For me personally, unless I'm not getting the desired results from that active anymore, I don't bother going for a higher percentage. I stick to these lower percentages, and I'm just very, very consistent. I'm more small percentages often rather than high percentages 2 to 3 times a week. And I've also noticed that when I do this, if my skin does start reacting poorly to a new active, which very rarely happens now, I can catch that irritation sooner, meaning I can fix it quicker. Like my skin doesn't just go to shit overnight like it would do had I used a higher percentage active. I can catch any irritation quickly and fix it. I mean, all in all, I think it's just about being more gentle on your skin. There's no need to push it to these limits, especially these lower percentages are still working for your skin. A skincare mistake that isn't really much of a skincare mistake. I've noticed there is a lot of content recently around the idea that you are cleansing wrong. You have to double cleanse and you have to use a cleansing oil or cleansing balm in order to cleanse properly. But double cleansing is simply cleansing twice. And a lot of modern day cleansers that aren't cleansing balms or cleansing oils will technically remove your sunscreen, your makeup, daily impurities without having to use an oil or a balm, or even double cleanse. However, in my opinion, balms and oils just make the whole cleansing process more effortless and, in my opinion, do a much more thorough job at removing all that stuff, especially waterproof makeup. And also balms and oils are okay to use around the eyes. Not many regular cleansers can say they are. So whilst I am pro double cleanse and cleansing balm and cleansing oil, technically you don't have to use them as your first cleanse or at all. What's more important is the time that you spend cleansing and how much you are rubbing in that cleanser. So this is my museum of discontinued products. We first will have the face semen sheet masks that they no longer sell. I don't think it did very well for some strange reason. Crave's original beet shield, still in its original packaging. Honestly, that's out of date now, but still one of the best formulas I've ever used, although it had its issues, obviously. Glow Recipes Banana Souffle Moisture Cream. Their Lip Pop Lip Balm. And one of their sheet masks here as well. This is, oh my god, what are they called? Even Prime, their Barrier Serum. This is one of my favorite barrier repair care serums. Oh, it's dusty. 'Tis a museum after all. And then remember when Starface did
skincare products. I actually think they still sell their pore strips, but they did moisturizers and sunscreen and everything, and they just don't do it anymore. So yes, I hope to add to my collection one day. Okay, let's discuss why micellar water isn't just soapy water or water with surfactants in it. To refer to micellar water as either of those is greatly oversimplifying what surfactants are. What a lot of people get wrong is that surfactants aren't just ingredients that you find in your cleansers. The surfactants we have in here are PEG 6 caprylic capric glycerides. I'll write it here, said that wrong. And you'll find that in ingredients like Roche-Posay's very, very popular Hyalur B5 hyaluronic acid serum, L'Oreal Paris's Revitalift Derm Intensive Night Serum with 0.3% pure retinol. Then the other surfactant in here is cetrimonium bromide that you'll find in Avène's A-Oxidative Antioxidant Water Cream and Nip and Fab's Ceramide Fix Serum 12%. Products that focus on being gentle on the skin. But you may be thinking that's different though. This is a micellar water. Surely these ingredients don't have as many surfactants in there as they do in here. I spoke to my friend Alex, who is a cosmetic chemist, the brains behind Educated Mess, and most importantly, somebody who has developed micellar water before. And she mentioned that the whole point of micellar water is to keep that surfactant level low so that it can be left on the skin and can be gentle on the skin. I promise you I'm not going to become that influencer that sits in front of all my PR boxes like, look how much free shit I got, but I do want to share some of the more interesting PR packages that I've received, ones I think you'll actually like and be interested in. First of all, Bioderma just sent me a load of micellar waters, basically a stock up on micellar water. Can I just say to all brands, this is fine. I don't need fancy PR packages. Shove your products in a box, a padded envelope, and send it over to me. I'm just going to take it out anyway. My favourite, of course, being the Senspo H2O micellar water. Cupid, which is an amazing K-beauty store, sent me, what is this? They have these exclusive 6-step and 10-step boxes, which features some of their favourite products. You have some iconic products like the Medicube Collagen Night Wrapping Mask, Dear Claire's, their vitamin C, remember this one? That was really good. Perito, Anua, this is a really good edit from Skin Cupid. I love this. Thank you. One of my favorite brands of all time, Experiment, has sent me their chemistry capsule. This is a collection of their best-selling barrier essentials, including a sticker sheet, their super saturated serum, their software lip balm, and their buffer jelly, which is like an oil jelly slugging ointment. I don't know. I love it though. Best lip balm I've ever used. And if you need that extra dose of hydration, you need to try super saturated. I've been dying to open this one. VT have sent me, I don't know what this is, just like a giant foil Riedel shot looking pouch. I have a feeling it might just be pouches of all their Riedel shots, travel friendly versions. Let's have a look. I'm always scared I'm going to tear through, so it is. So in here, we have the Colour Riedel shots, one of my favourite collagen ones, the Hydrating Riedel shots, the Vitamin C, Cica, the PDRN Riedel shot, which I've actually just got, which I can't wait to use. 50s and 100s in here, so these will be travelling with me. I also want to show you this from Numuzin. This is their pantothenic acid products, and then also their glutathione products. They have all the pantothenic like B5 soothing range here. I'm actually already using the cream, the moisturizer, and the serum. Then on the other side we have all the glutathione products, including masks, and then looks like a cleanser, a vitamin C, looks like we have some toner pads there as well. I'm loving their rebranding and all their products basically at the moment. They've got really, really good ones. Like a big selection without being too complicated, you know? I also have the Tier Advent calendar, so let me know if you want to see that too. My brutally honest opinions on some of the best-selling Korean skincare. Skin Food's carotene calming water pads. I'm 50-50 about toner pads in general, and I know these are hugely popular, and they're nice if you want to soothe and calm your skin, but these are quite thick compared to other toner pads, and for me they just don't stick to the skin. Like if I'm going to use these, I literally have to be in this position like all the time, otherwise they slip, they fall. But as far as the serum they're soaked in, it's a really nice calming, soothing combination. I don't quite get why these are bestsellers above many other different types of toner pads though. Torridon's Dive-In Low Molecular Weight Hyaluronic Acid Soothing Cream. I actually really like this. It's really, really nice. It's nothing revolutionary. It's nothing like to run out and get, but if you have dehydrated skin, dry skin, combination, all skin types, I feel like you can enjoy and benefit from this product. I must say, when it comes to the different molecular weights of hyaluronic acid, I never truly feel a difference as far as how deep the nano-sized hyaluronic acid can go, but this particular cream does feel a lot more quenching and hydrating compared to others, especially when you combine it with the serum version of this. Again, it's like a multi-molecular weight hyaluronic acid serum. In my opinion, may as well be a toner. It's very liquidy. It's a multi-award winner. I do get it. It's a lot more cosmetically elegant than the likes of like the Ordinary and other usually thicker, stickier hyaluronic acid serums. But yeah, it's a great one. It's an award winner. I think it's #1 ranked in hydration in Korea, and yeah, it's an amazing product. Again, nothing revolutionary, but it does the job it needs to do very, very well. This modeling mask from Lindsay, I know these are the kind of like more popular modeling masks. I just don't like modeling masks in general. 1, they take a lot of time to do. 2, they stick to my facial hair, my eyebrows somehow, even if I try and avoid them. 3, I never get the benefits that the modeling mask is offering, I guess. If anything, it's a nice occlusive layer to try and help trap in a bit of moisture and some other ingredients, I guess, but I find it a waste of time, to be perfectly honest with you. Astura's Outer Barrier 365 Cream, one of my go-tos for restoring your skin barrier, especially with the colder months coming up. Just use this every night. I'm going to be using it every night. If you like CeraVe, you will love this. If you love Ilion, you will love this. Wins awards every single year and is actually first place in the moisturization category. Mediheal's Madecassicide Blemish Repair Serum. This is pretty much the serum version of the toner pad version. What I will say about this is blemish repair. It'll be good at calming down irritated skin, soothing breakouts, calming down that redness because of the madecassicide. But as far as things like evening out skin tone, helping fade post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, etc., the only ingredient in here that kind of does that is niacinamide, and it's not the best at doing that. There are better ingredients you can get, and it may take a long time for you to see differences when it comes to that blemish repair, but a lot of people have a lot of luck with this. Is #1 in the brightening category, so give it a go.
Listen, I can admit when I was wrong. This review was for those collagen masks that you have to leave on for like 3 hours or overnight, and collagen, being a really good humectant, can help plump up and hydrate the skin. So my first 2 initial reviews were of the most viral versions and the most popular, and my first review was I didn't really like them. Now I own every different kind of mask by a ton of different brands with a load of different benefits. I have gone from not enjoying these masks to pretty much using one every other night, and this is what changed. When I was reviewing these masks, I was in London. My skin always goes to shit when I was in London. My skin was extra dry. I packed like the bare minimum skincare, and what's really important about these masks is you want to see them almost like an occlusive slugging layer. Apply these how you would apply your moisturizer, right? When I do my skincare, I do what I call like a wet routine. I don't wait between steps to let things dry down. I then moisturize on slightly damp skin. Do that with these. Apply them on slightly damp skin and then let them do their work. Do not put them on when your skin is already irritated. Do not put them on when you've just gone to London for 3 days and your skin is dry because of the water there and you expect a miracle after one use, which is what I did. I personally would use them 3 to 4 days in a row to really see the benefits. These 2 still did leave my skin feeling a little bit red. Absolutely fine. I had rosacea. Sunboon Editor's other versions of their collagen masks I absolutely love. Medicube do amazing versions as well. The turmeric kojic acid brightening one is a favorite of mine. Of course, the VT Riedel Shot ones I absolutely love as well. So yes, like with all new skincare, you need to test and trial what brands and particular products work for you, and make sure your skin is in an appropriate place for you to even start trialing these products, which is the biggest mistake I made when it came to using these for the first time. I still can't sleep in them for shit. I'll just use them during the day. I can't do it.
So sometimes I will over-exfoliate on purpose, but with very gentle exfoliants. I mentioned that I prefer to use gentle actives more often throughout the week, rather than high percentage actives 2 to 3 times throughout the week. An example of that is I will use an exfoliating cleanser. For example, this one has PHA in. By default, very gentle exfoliating ingredients, even more gentle when you use it in a cleanser. I will then use a serum and a toner, again with LHA in, PHA, another gentle exfoliant. And sometimes I'd even use this in conjunction with my VT Riedel Shot, which is technically another exfoliant. So the idea here is that I'm using gentle exfoliants a few times throughout my routine, and personally my rosacea, my easily sensitized skin, much prefers this and can handle this and doesn't get disrupted in any way, versus when I use like a 2% BHA a couple times a week. So you can stack up your exfoliating products, but remember, completely depends on your skin. Use gentle exfoliants, and if it starts to irritate your skin, don't do it. Completely unnecessary skincare products that I absolutely love. These BioHill collagen under eye melting patch things, they're made up of collagen nanofibers, so that lower molecular weight of collagen is actually meant to penetrate the skin a little bit more than regular collagen and help plump out the skin. These also contain 12 types of peptides, so whilst they are very expensive for what they are, what they're very, very good at is temporarily plumping and hydrating under your eyes for those more special occasions. Maybe you're looking extra tired. Very expensive. A better version of this would be a regular eye cream with a reusable eye patch. Gives you the same kind of benefit, but there's something really satisfying about the melting collagen. Home Medic's Lumi facial hot and cold treatment device. The idea is that the heating function helps products penetrate better, which I don't know if there's much science there. It feels good though, and the cooling feature is my favorite. I use it to reduce redness, rosacea flare-ups, skin irritation. I really do like the cold device, but the heating thing is just like a little bit unnecessary. The whole device is unnecessary, but if you do want to give your skin that extra care, it's kind of nice. I think it was like 60 quid or something. I wouldn't say it makes the biggest difference to your skin that everybody needs to get one of these things. Toner pads, they're really popular for some reason. Now I do kind of get it. As somebody with facial hair, I can't always use a sheet mask, so toner pads are really great alternative for me. My favorite being the Mediheal tea tree ones. I always call them flavors. It's not flavor. These ones help with your skin barrier. They calm the skin. They soothe the skin. But I have toners that I can put on cotton pads and kind of like get the exact same thing really. Mediheal actually do serum versions of some of the serums that are in the toner pads. Not all of them, but I should just use those over the toner pads. Cleansing packs. These are cleansers that double as clay masks essentially. And I thought they were kind of pointless to begin with, and they kind of are. But what they are very good at, if you have a very oily T-zone or oily skin in general, is how we just kind of like wipe away that excess sebum whilst cleansing your skin without over drying it like a lot of clay masks tend to do. My favorite being Wit's Ho Vanda Vegan Pack Cleanser, designed to calm and nourish and hydrate the skin. I really enjoy them. You don't really need a 2-in-1 cleanser and face mask though, unless clay masking is a regular thing you do, then you might save a bit of money by merging the 2-in-1.